Alrighty, hello again, this is Terrace Majestus, and we're back in Elite Dangerous Odyssey, and continuing on our journey to Colonia and beyond. Although we gotta pick up the pace a bit here, we did not get anywhere near far enough last night, so time to call in that lovely Neutron Star Highway. But let's open up the voice chat, even though no one's here yet. I am almost an hour early today, so, oh, hey, Shane. Good to see you. All right, let's get this thing rolling. Galaxy map.
Here's the galaxy map, Commander.
All right, so we're going to drop down from 300 jumps to 238 jumps. Okay. 3 hours, we might make it. Certainly make it sometime tomorrow. All right, let's get this journey underway. Lad, I don't know where you've been. I see you when I first rise.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Engage. Hello, James.
Preparing for jump.
How you doing, Joyce?
Hello. It's a happy Friday, although you're probably on Saturday already.
It's Saturday, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. You and Cam all on the wrong side of the world.
Fuel scooping.
What are you doing on so early?
Amount of jumps I need to make, because, and partially because I
Warning. Temperature.
stopped early last night. Was really not feeling well. Engage.
Frame shift
Preparing to
drive
fold
charging.
space.
Yeah, you only got what? 1, 2, 3, 6 days? 7?
7 days, yeah. It's enough time, but I gotta get my behind moving and I can't make mistakes.
3, 2, 1.
So even more necessary for me to stop at Colonia. That way if I make a mistake, I'm not all the way back to the bubble.
But you could always stop at one of the Colonia Bridge mega ships and then you'd be right there.
Yep.
Fuel
What you doing, Mr. Biggles?
Oh, doing the dailies in War Thunder again, and then I'm gonna have a look and see whether we've got the AX missile weapons in our
Well,
storage.
we didn't this morning, but that don't mean we don't have them now.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Warning. Temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging.
Jumping as fast as I can.
Set the plan, go to Colonia, then go to your ship, then jump your carrier.
All right, so the plan is go to Colonia, spend an hour or two gathering the on-foot engineers in Colonia, and then I'm going to go. I've got 2 carriers to stop by on the way out, just to shorten my possible rebuy if I screw up. So I'll be stopping at Unicorn's Rest and at I forget what the other one is.
God,
Hello.
Hello.
you're early, Chris.
Got to make up for last night.
You were only 34 minutes
Complete.
early. No, that
I started late last night and I ended early,
Yeah, that's-
so
started late.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm probably going to have some bit of extended stream time tomorrow. See just how far I can get.
Enigma.
Enigma, yes.
Yes, that's the carrier's name.
Well, there's a Unicorn's Rest and Enigma, and I forget which one is owned by Commander Lego Addictus, who actually works in the same town I do. And we actually, oh, you weren't here for it last night, but the others got to hear that I was, back when I played Pokemon Go, he and I would occasionally meet up at one of the local parks to play Pokemon Go.
Quit Sketcher or something owns the Enigma.
Who's a what?
Quick QIT.
Ah, okay. Well, then that can't be the right one. Oh, unless he's got a different name.
Lego
Lego Addictus.
Addictus is Unicorn Rest, the one
Okay.
furthest down away.
Yeah.
Drive charging.
And if I remember right, he's the one that parked his little carrier in the Neutron Star.
Yep. That doesn't surprise me.
I'm not
Because
here.
it was the first carrier we stopped at on the way back.
Yeah.
It was in the Neutron Star. I believe. That's been over a year or so ago, so.
Yeah, that sounds right. It also sounds like something he'd do.
The one where if you take off at the wrong time, you go poop.
You
No.
could.
Well, I suppose you could.
If you turn left instead of right.
Oh, okay. I thought the beam, the tail or whatnot crosses.
Not when we were there, although I suppose it's possible.
If it turned or it rotated, it could, I guess.
Beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
And yes, I have changed to using the Neutron Star Highway to get my behind out there quicker.
Frameshift drive charging.
With wires.
Yeah, he's the one with the Neutron.
3, 2,
Actually, I haven't seen him in a while. Then again, I stopped playing Pokemon Go back at the beginning of the pandemic, so.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
No, during lockdown, they changed a lot of how it worked to make it so that you didn't have to leave your house. So they increased the spawn frequency and added a whole bunch of spawn points all over the place so that you could actually do something. And then they had added the ability to invite friends to raids. So that if you had somebody over by a gym that was having a raid going on, they could invite one person and that person could invite another, etc., until you had a decent sized number of people in the raid.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two,
Actually, in some ways, it became too easy to spend time in the game. Just because, I mean, there was always something to get near you. Which is why I uninstalled it. I didn't want to have the temptation.
frameshift drive charging.
There were people getting raids all around the world from their houses, so it's kind of interesting. Watching the Discord channels like, I just had a raid in Thailand. I just had a raid in Singapore. I just had a raid in Russia. Oh boy. And all these people are, here in the New Hampshire area. It's like, okay, raid around the world. Cool.
Frameshift drive charging.
The only thing I know about the Pokemon Go is I seen where several of them almost got their ass run over because they were paying more attention to their cell phone where the Pokemon was and where they were going.
People
Yeah.
have walked off
It's
cliffs
not good.
in that game, like real cliffs.
Yeah, well,
That's the first I've heard of that.
Fury continues to live on.
Few people found dead bodies.
Serious?
Yeah,
That happened, yes.
yes,
That they basically stumbled upon murder scenes, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Makes me wonder if the Pokemon Go wasn't the reason why somebody got murdered.
No. That's
Pokemon's
the way
did it.
it works.
Yeah, the
That
Pokemon
would
did it.
be. Yeah.
No, that ain't what I'm saying. Somebody goes there, and then somebody follows them there, kills them, because they know they're going to be found. Because somebody's going to come for the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, the sites were like generated by the game anywhere. So I mean.
No.
You misunderstood what I said.
System scan complete. Fuel
They wanted the bodies to be found, but that's all. But you're also wrong in how the sites end up in the game. They're chosen. This was Ingress's
warning.
either second or third game, and they reused all the site data and all the submitted sites from the other game for points for
Okay. It shows some weird spots then.
Well, consider most of them were put in by players.
Oh, okay.
So players would vote a site in, and or nominate a site to be voted in. They would investigate it.
Middle of a forest and in places like churches? That's.
Churches, absolutely. Middle of the forest, usually
Don't have common sense.
Usually, I mean, the middle of the forest is generally at some sort of conservation spot or, You know, like the summit of Mount Monadnock. You know, mountain summits are definitely, you know, there's probably going to be something there. The more famous the mountain, the more likely there's going to be something there. A lot of times along, like the trails on Mount Monadnock, there are Pokemon spawn points all along the trail. And there's a, I forget, there's something.
Not put there just because it's a mountain in general, but
No, there's actually nothing off trail.
okay. Oh, okay.
So they got a trail map, and they placed a certain number of spawn points along different trails.
Frameshift drive charging.
Because one of the things with Pokemon Go, they're trying to get people to go out
Yes.
and walk around and exercise. You know, that's why it's a virtual reality, an augmented reality game. So, you know, anywhere that's got walking paths, yeah, the paths are going to be loaded with spawn points. And at path intersections and other notable features, there's going to be gyms, there's going to be, what the hell are the spinning points? I forget the name of it. So, yeah.
System scan complete.
They did remove all of the things around fire stations, though.
Oh my god, they had things around fire station. Why
Yep.
does that not surprise me?
Frameshift drive
Oh, it wouldn't be a
charging.
problem, except fires, you know, here in the U.S., a lot of fire stations are safe needle drop-off points and things like that.
Yeah.
Places where people can go for safe treatment. And they were arguing that, you know, people wouldn't show up if a bunch of people are hanging around. So they complained to Niantic, and Niantic removed all the ones around fire stations. Poof, gone.
And
Not
same as
only
Rapid,
that,
the reason
not
they
paying
did
attention
that.
where they're going, and a
Yeah,
fire
fire
happens,
truck
and
will
get
run
run
them
over by a
over.
fire truck.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's why I thought they would remove it for.
that really wasn't the problem. They figured if they you know, put on the siren like they do, and they're coming out of the station, honk their horns, you're not going to be in the way. You're going to look up, run like hell, and get out of the way. So that really wasn't the issue. The issue was their, you know, safe zones.
Yep.
4, 3, 2,
Which I fully understand. And the majority of Pokemon Go players understood as well, and it was like, okay, fine. You know, they removed the things, fine, don't care. There's still plenty around police stations because it's generally not, you know, people aren't going to go there anyway.
frameshift drive charging.
But, you know, parks, yeah, all over the parks.
Yeah, definitely parks.
Wilderness hiking trails. I mean, if you've heard of the Appalachian Mountain Trail, the entire length of the trail has Pokestops, gyms, and spawn points. Top of every mountain, there's either a Pokestop or a gym. Most of them at the top are gyms, including the one on top of Mount Monadnock. And at one point, I had a Pokemon in the Mount Monadnock gym. He didn't stay there very long.
Frameshift drive.
Somebody
I'm
kicked
just
him out.
saying that even that, you know, yeah, you want to get them out and exercising, but the
Yeah.
Appalachian Trail is not for the faint of heart or for the weakling.
Mm-hmm.
Step in the wrong place.
Well, no, it's a tough trail to hike unless you're used to hiking.
And most of the people playing that got into that game, and the whole reason they're not whatever that mobile.
Most of the people got into that game because Pokemon
Yeah.
is what they grew up
Yeah.
with. It's got
They're
Not
nothing.
all of them
known
are in
for-
good shape.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but those who aren't in good shape certainly wouldn't be going up the Appalachian Trail just to
Yeah.
get a gym, get to a gym on top of a mountain.
Charging.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, I happened to be getting ready for my Alaska trip, and I was going up and down that mountain every weekend.
Mhm.
So I was up there anyway, turned my phone on at the top of the mountain. Said, "Wait a minute, there's a gym here."
I'm surprised you get a signal up there.
Oh no, direct line of sight to like 15 towers. What are you talking about?
It's when you go down in the valleys that you lose your signal.
Yeah, once you get down off the Pico ways, you lose sight to a lot of towers. But you know, the top of a mountain, it's clear line of sight to towers in every direction you could think of.
Warning. Temperature critical.
So the next time on, I kept my phone on the whole way up the trail just to see how many spawn points there were and what they were on. It was definitely interesting. There were a lot of spawn points along that trail. Anywhere you could get signal, there was stuff. But I only turned it on that one time because it's hard enough climbing a mountain as is.
Yeah, do it while you're holding down phone. Yeah. Have fun with that.
They actually got a tracker to tell you how many people died and how many people were injured going after Pokemon Go.
Oh shit, did they?
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
That's
22 died, 61 injured.
only 6. Thought it would be much higher.
Temperature critical. Fuel scoop disengaged.
I'm really surprised only 22 bit it.
Yeah, one man was robbed.
Fuel scooping.
Let's see.
Well, a lot of people were playing it while they were driving, for crying out loud.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I'm surprised it's not so much higher.
Why, the car protects you reasonably well. There's nothing along highways.
Warning. Temperature critical.
Except the car in front of you.
No, I mean there's nothing spawning along highways.
Oh, okay.
There's no point
yeah.
playing it if you're on the highway
Yeah.
because there's nothing there.
Fuel scooping complete.
Another one was he was hunting Pokemons and he was hunting for Pikachu. And he was knifed in the neck after he refused to give a stranger $5 and a cigarette.
What?
Police investigate tied to fatal shooting Pokemon.
Oh, crap.
And then another guy was arrested for after a fight in a game gym. It's
Yeah, people done so many stupid things involved in that game.
Charging.
yeah.
It's like, you should some shred of common sense.
Well, the
But
sheer
it's
number.
most
Yeah,
of
well, the
them.
sheer number of people who drive and play was.
Yeah, that's freaky.
4, 3,
What? Still not far enough?
And the interesting part is a very, very small number got into accidents.
Yeah, that's the surprising part.
Or we're good enough
There we go.
for the cover story that saved the last one too.
fuel scooping.
I'm sure they're not going to be. Well, I was hunting for Pokemon when I wasn't paying attention and run over that fella.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to admit to that.
No.
Fuel scooping complete. Warning. Temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two,
There also were a fair number of people who would drive with it turned on, but they were looking for gym locations and they'd drive in, or Pokestops and stuff like that, and they would drive until they reached one, then pull over into whatever parking lot was available there, play there for a little bit, and then move on.
Like the men's shed I used to volunteer at, you'd see people turn up early in the morning So what are they doing here? And it was on the way to work. They pull over to the park to get their Pokemon and go out.
Yep.
Crazy.
Back when I was playing and driving into work every day, I had 6 gyms I would try and put Pokemon in on my way to work. I'd leave a little early.
Frameshift drive charging.
There was no sense rushing to work because the highways were all full. So I'd just take back roads to work, and I planned my route to have take a couple several short breaks on the way to work, and
System scan complete.
do the same thing on the way home.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
Of course, there were some that I couldn't go to in the morning because they were school property.
Drive
And
charging.
and we're right over by where the buses pulled in and everything. So it's like, yeah, I can't do that one in the morning.
Well, you had the common sense to say you couldn't do that, and
Mm-hmm.
be surprised at where people went. They break into people's property to get them.
Yep.
I'm afraid that'd be the last Pokemon Go they ever did.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Fuel scooping.
A couple of places.
Temperature critical.
There were a couple of places near me where historical landmarks had Pokestops and things right at them, but the problem is you couldn't get to the historical landmark without going onto private property.
Fuel scooping.
So those had to be moved
Yeah.
or removed.
Yep.
That's a pretty tough penalty, 10 years in prison and $250,000 fine
For what, trespassing?
Complete.
on a historical property.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Especially if you damaged anything.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now that one, the players recognized the fact that it was somebody's house.
Mm.
So, but they didn't like people parking in the street.
Oh, okay.
3, 2,
I know a lot of people went on to like farmland and stuff. People's private farmland. They're
Yeah.
lucky they weren't shot or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or run over by a combine.
Yeah.
If you're standing in corn, the
complete.
operator can't see you.
Adds flavor to the mix.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm surprised that the gaming company hasn't been sued.
Well, they do their best to investigate those things, and if anybody, puts in a claim, the first thing they do is immediately remove it,
Yeah.
and then investigate and see how it got in there, whether it should have been there, should have been removed, because sometimes people have just been putting things in just to remove Pokestops that nothing to do with their property. Just irritating people in the game.
Yeah.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, system scan complete. Fuel scooping. Warning, temperature critical.
I know there was a local car dealership around here that they had some kind of
Fuel scoop
hide and
disengaged.
seek thing, and different parts of the area had keys hidden,
Mm-hmm.
and they screwed up, put it on somebody's private property on an oak tree, and gave clues about where it was at, and a few people, stumbled upon it, and proceeded to tear the guy's gate down and his
Oh,
fence
crap.
down to get to it,
Oh, jeez.
and
Complete. Warning, temperature critical.
the guy that owned the property, not only did he sue the people who done the damage, but he sued the car company too,
Mm-hmm.
and won with no problem.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't do that shit anymore.
Yeah. It would be hard to sue the game company or the car company for that.
Well, the
No,
car
it
company was dead
their-
easy. They had to go on the property to put the keys there.
Oh,
And it's
oh,
dead easy to sue the
car
gaming company because they put the Pokemon there.
Oh, the car company put the key there. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought the game company had the keys or whatnot, but I mean,
It was a local car company, and they were putting clues out, and it had keys to brand new cars. And if you found it and it turned the car on, well, the car was yours.
System scan complete.
But it's same principle as a gaming company.
Yeah.
They put the Pokemon there, so they are responsible.
Safety limits.
although are they responsible for the stupidity of morons?
You
I
have to
mean,
take it in
who would
consider as a liability.
And
You
you're
have to keep.
literally breaking multiple laws.
If the gaming company put it on private property, guess what? They just broke a law. Even if it's a virtual law, or even if it's a virtual Pokemon that doesn't really exist, they broke the law on putting it on private property.
Yeah, but it's such a minor law, it would be a slap on the wrist.
Safety limits.
Depends if there's any damage.
Well, that would be the person who did the damage, first and foremost.
Cannot comply.
Caused by who? The gaming company. Because if the Pokemon hadn't been there, nobody would be there.
I don't think they were
happen
sued
to
by
believe-
anybody, though.
I happen to believe in personal responsibility.
That goes for the gaming company too.
Yeah, they're somewhat responsible, but they're not responsible for the damages.
Depends on what state you're in and what country.
Yeah, that's definitely true. You have to go so far for these damn ladder
Warning.
pancake
Frameshift drive operating.
type
Cannot
OCs
safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
OCI or however you would.
Well, according to the deal here,
Frameshift
Hi,
which
Cam.
is Nintendo Do Live. Hello, Cam. September the 6th, 2019, Pokemon Go had 12 lawsuits against them that they were having to pay to the plaintiffs.
Oh wow. Okay.
4, 3, 2,
Does it tell you what country?
It's a lawsuit.
probably
It's
would if
probably
I
the
read it.
U.S.
Oh, okay.
How you doing, Cam?
Hi, Cam.
Okay, okay.
Dropped a link to a song for you in chat.
I saw that. I saw that. Later.
Actually, I'd be surprised if you haven't heard that one before.
Maybe.
I know I heard it like 20 years ago for the first time, so.
warning, temperature critical, fuel scaling complete.
Come on, game. Hurry up. Thank you. Let's go kill some pirates.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, I did hear where you guys were doing some good over there, Cam.
Yeah, there's just basically, they lost the war. They're losing their influence in this system.
Now you're gonna have to move over to the other one, at Maya
Nice.
or Maya.
There's a few of them. There's about 5 or 6 altogether.
Are you
I'll check
attacking the salvation friendly?
Yeah, but we want to have to. We may want to choose our friends more wisely, guys, because Salvation may retaliate against Ken.
No problem. You can blow my carrier up.
He may.
He may
Said
not
that
have to
live on
blow your
screen.
carrier up.
Might do it myself.
Complete.
No, he may just, you know, no telling what that thing he's got does to you if he hits you with it. So
True.
Salvation, otherwise known as the Witch.
Otherwise known as Caleb Witcherly.
Caleb, yep, who's over 200 years old.
Yeah. Just don't know what age he was when it first started.
Right.
Right. What should we do here? Should we just go? Oh, no, that's not the one I wanted. That's this one, innit?
I figured we'd done enough good for him that surely he'll overlook your transgressions.
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
I only really blew up a few of his ships and killed a few of his people on one of the planets, but
I don't
Minor
think
problem.
he's the type of person who likes to accept any transgressions, no matter how much you helped him
I don't care.
in the past.
I don't care. I'm a brave person. I'm not scared of him.
His bravery has nothing to do with it.
He's the kind of person who would kill his own strong brother
Let's see.
just on
Which
a
one of these
whim.
planets?
Kidnap
Haven't
you
ever
for
been
his
told,
experiments.
Don't poke the bear, or don't rattle the hornet's nest.
Just go over here and just see if there's any pirates around here.
Or if you got blood on your hand, don't wave it in a water full of great
Well,
waters.
I've only got a little bit of blood on from killing his people. Most of the ones I've been killing now are pirates.
It's not only going to kill you, it's going to make an example out of you.
It's gonna
Nah,
dissect your
There'll be,
ass.
there'll be there's worse
Experiment on
people
him.
out there than me.
Yeah.
There's worse people out there than me.
Inject you with Thargoid DNA.
Are you sure of the guinea pig?
I would hate that because then you may turn into a Thargoid, and then I would have no choice but to kill you.
Kill me.
Or
Yeah.
worse,
Frameshift drive
But
charging.
I'll be in a Hydra.
the darker
So you
parts
won't be able to
start
kill me.
eating your
Other
human
people might be. Philip definitely won't be able to kill me.
Don't know
By
how
the time
these
he's got
secret don't know how these secret missiles work yet. So we may be able to take down either.
Oh, so you got the new missiles in?
Not yet. I don't know. It wasn't there this morning.
And hello, Hans.
Hi, Hans.
Hi, Hans.
Hello, Hans.
He's lurking again, is he?
Yes, he's lurking
He
again.
always does.
He's always lurking now.
Yeah. He comes back with better comeback lines when he's in the chat.
He has time to think about what he's going to say.
Yep.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right.
What was it Cody said? Sneak attack?
There's some pancakes. What? How is that not far enough away? Game
Because
is
it's not far
cheating
enough
me.
away.
I must have traveled 500 meters. It has to be far enough
Might have,
away.
might have, might have.
Oh,
You're 500 meters and the game's 500 meters. I can guarantee you are two
I
different
traveled
things.
far enough that my ship had to go away.
Well, it doesn't matter about that. It matters how close you are to the last sample.
And the last sample was right near my ship.
Yeah. But where's the other sample? What
Back
is it
the
you're
other
looking
way.
for? What are you
I'm-
looking for?
Ocean.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, this isn't 500 meters.
God damn it. I thought it
Don't
was
think.
300.
No,
God damn
it's
it.
like 8.
Stupid ocean.
That's why you get in your ship and you fly to the samples.
Da, 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 da.
He's nearly ready. Ready?
Oh my goodness.
Fuel skipping.
Hey, look, it's time to start my stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
you better start it then.
Don't say.
Guess so.
Better stop it and start it again.
Yep.
Well, I had a good, not a good experience, but a different experience today.
Oh, yeah?
Jumped in the system, went through one star, and it paused me out between the other two that was lurking behind it.
Oops.
Did you get hot?
It got a little warm. Got a little warm.
No problem for a lady
Got
of
a
your
little
caliber.
warm. Took a
You'd have
little
got out of that, no
damage.
problem.
Well, when it blew me through the first star, I thought, well, okay, my troubles are over with. And then all of a sudden, I seen the star in front of me and the star beside me, and I said, well, maybe not.
Have you reached your destination yet?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got the Sinophovis tubes. Whoops. And I just started at her, or started crate.
Oh. Right, this planet here somewhere or something. Why is it not showing up?
Fuel skipping complete.
Alrighty.
Temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I got that, and I got a water world nobody had been to, and I got an earth light nobody had been to, not even in the system, and I got a couple of bacteria and a couple of
Particulars.
Yeah.
Fonticular. Almost like Dracula. But not quite.
Or, just call it font, and be good done with it, font.
Okay. Those bastards need to be far enough away.
You've probably been going around in a big circle.
No, I don't think so. This is a different kind of land I'm on. I'm on more of a flat land. Before I was in like a valley.
Frameshift
Yep,
drive
you're
charging.
good.
You do know the floor of a valley is flat, right?
Yes, but it's different.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not a plain flat.
Depends how big the crater is.
Depends on what your definition of a valley is.
Depends on what the definition of is.
Yes, Bill Clinton. He was absolutely
Operating beyond safety limits.
100% correct. Because what your definition of it is different from my definition.
Undoubtedly.
So it depends on how you interpret the word.
Charging.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we have dictionaries.
Oh well, they can't be trusted.
And that is somebody else's interpretation of a word.
Yeah.
Well, it should be
Sometimes
the
3 or 4 of them.
agreed interpretation of the word.
You know these Americans, they can't talk proper anyway. They mix everything up, misspell words and all sorts.
No, we just take shortcuts because you don't need the extra
Yeah.
U in color. You get the
Yeah,
same
true.
pronunciation.
Distance scan complete.
There's lots of extra words in some of
Or harbor.
the English words.
Wait, they spell harbor with the U too?
Yep. O-U, H-A-R-B-O-U-R.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the original spelling from the French, which
Warning.
Yeah,
Temperature.
get rid of the bloody French. They have to pay in the backside.
Doesn't mean the French right either. You know, come on, man.
Frameshift drive charging.
There isn't actually such a language as English. It's a hybrid. So many different languages mixed up in it. Like Norwegian, Swedish, German,
Spanish.
French. It's a bastard language. Latin. Right.
That-
Anglican,
that's your
Celtic.
Arabic.
Yeah.
You name it, we'll absorb it.
Yeah. It all goes in the
Ancient
dictionary as
Hebrew.
English.
Well, you look at German, and they just keep adding words to it to make a new word, like armored fighting vehicle, and we call it tank.
Panzerkampfwagen, yes.
Yeah. That's a hazardous story. You want to go to hazardous.
And the only
you know
reason
why
I know
they did that, don't you? So the common everyday people would know what the hell you were talking about besides the t-shirt that most men wear.
Temperature control. Frameshift
Looks like I'm
drive
going to have to go
charging.
to hazardous. That's not
And the only reason I know Panzerkampfwagen is because I used to play a World War II game. What do you mean, what, Philip? Panzerkampfwagen. It's
What the hell is that?
armored fighting vehicle in German.
Constipated animal.
The Panzerkampfwagen 4 was a half-track troop carrier.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 5 was more commonly known as the Panther.
The 4 was not a troop carrier; it was a tank.
Panzerkampfwagen 4 was a half-track that carried people.
No,
No?
no. They started off with the Panzer 1s and 2s, which were the light fighting vehicles. The Panzer 1 had machine guns. The Panzer 2 had a 20mm cannon. They went for the Panzer 3, which they thought a 50mm cannon would be enough to knock out tanks with a high velocity cannon. And the Panzer 4 had a 75mm short gun
Frameshift
with
drive
8 wheels and a tracks, tank wheels and tracks.
Hmm.
The half tracks, I'll have to look it up for the designation. But yeah, the Panzer 4 was the they went through the Alphas A, B, C, D, and G all the way up to J and L and M.
The man
Maybe
plays
not
World
M,
Tanks.
maybe L.
He knows these things.
Hang on, let me Google it. I know what you're talking about. I know the one because Rommel used to ride around in one of them in
Yeah.
the
Yep.
I know the one
Desert
he was
War.
talking about as well. I can
Yeah.
picture it in my head.
Well, that just says Avalon Games put the wrong label on something, which is not entirely out of the realm of possibility. Yeah, I learned it by playing the game Panzer Blitz, which is a tactical.
Game that could be wrong.
You know, there's no reason it can't be wrong.
Try Googling it.
But
See.
in that game, the Panzerkampfwagen 4 was basically a half track, which you could carry 8 people in the back, plus a driver and front seat passenger.
Oh, okay. I know the vehicle you're talking about. Just
Yeah, it's one of the
what
classic
it's
ones you
called.
always
Yeah,
see, but
yeah.
whether or not Avalon Hill got the wrong
Yeah.
designation on it, well, who knows?
Fuel scooping.
It's funny, the guy who got me interested in that game back when we were kids, his mother came over to the U.S. from Germany. Came over with his father,
Critical.
who was an American. So,
Okay, I put the two pictures in Discord. The one at the top is a Panzer 4. Trying to get the name of the one underneath the half
yeah,
track.
the half track. That's the one. That's the one that's in the game. Is the 4, or is it the 3? Damn, my memory's spotty. I could go look it up. I still have the game.
That one is called. Oh, gee. How's your German?
No sprachen Sie Deutsch.
Okay, it's SDKFZ 253 is the half track underneath.
SDK. That's the Russian designation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Well, that's what it says in Wikipedia as well.
that's what I've always known it as. Yeah, and this is like I said, and this is why we call them tanks and half tracks, because one had half track, and the other one was to confuse the opposition and talk about them like they were water tanks.
Right.
But yeah, that became synonymous with them.
Okay. Well, now I'm curious, and I'm going to have to
And
go
they
back
were
and look at the
made-
game.
Made around the year 1940 or something, or before. Ford made most of them.
Before everyone.
And Ford supplied Germany with their tanks and their trucks and their jeeps.
The Bush family invested in Germany.
Fuel scooping.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Boy, whatever that is, it's purple. No mistaking that. Whole sea of them.
You're not talking about a tank, are you there?
No,
No, he talks about what's in front of him that none of us can see.
Yeah.
It is. It's the fly. It's the half track purple people eater.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, I've seen these before, but it's different. But boy, are they purple. Or violet, more like a violet.
Those are fungoids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warning. Temperature critical. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
majority of the German words I know are from having to negotiate with the Germans for the length of the screen on the laser I used to work on my first job.
Complete. Fuel scooping.
That's how most people learn German. I mean, German people, German companies, they don't have translators. I don't know why.
Because they're all multilingual.
Temperature critical. Fuel scooping.
When I was little,
Yeah,
my
but they
my
don't-
father was in the Air Force, and we were in
Frame
Germany,
shift drive charging.
lived in Germany, and we used to rent a place from a company that serviced tractors. And I learned German words, but not the proper German words. I learned bad words.
of course,
I learned the swear words.
Uh-huh. Dummkopf.
Oh no, worse than that, I think.
Oh, I know, but I'm not going to say the worst ones on YouTube.
What? I just hit that ship once and it blew up. Whoops.
What is fascinating about it is that
Complete.
Germany now makes a lot of the automatic transmissions for the semi-trucks for Peterbilt.
Hmm.
And my son has to talk to the German engineers and shit quite often.
Temperature critical. Fuel scooping.
Because they had a bolt pattern issue, and
Frame shift drive
my
charging.
son was talking to him about well, he told his boss, he said, I have a simple fix for him to fix that so we don't have to keep replacing the sheared boats. And so when it was relayed to the corporate and everything, then the German engineer called Peterbilt that my son worked at and asked him, and my son just hand drew him a pattern of what the bolt pattern should look like. And the guy was like, I wonder why we didn't do that now.
Hmm.
Fuel scooping.
They may like it to be complicated, the Germans.
And my son, his reply was, I don't know, but I wish you would take this idea and run with it
Warning.
so that I could have to replace your bolts because they shear off.
Hello.
Frame shift
Hello,
drive
Trucker.
charging.
Hi, Cody.
Hey,
Hello,
Cody.
I'm here so as I can kill you, Mr. Pirate.
I thought he was talking to you, Cody.
Yeah, it's so the
Alright, he's too far away. He's too far away.
And you'll keep saying that till you put a missile up his backside.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near
You
him.
don't have
I'm
to
just-
worry. You're too far away. You're
I'm
too
just
far
killing
away,
pirates.
And boom.
Fuel scooping.
Get my pip set up properly, it'll be better. Come back here so as I can kill you. Come on.
No.
Fuel scooping.
Come
You
back
still
here,
got
you
your slave
silly
looking
English
battle.
kniggets.
Critical. Frame shift drive charging.
Go away or I shall taunt you a second time.
Are you halfway back yet?
Making
Your
trails.
destination?
3, 2,
Had to go to a Neutron Star Highway because I wasn't moving fast enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 'cause it's not got long.
Nope. But I knew this was going to happen when I stayed for that CG.
fuel scooping.
Yeah.
Leave what, July 6th?
July 2nd, I have to be on my carrier and
Oh,
moving.
Ooh.
Or
July
at least
10th?
close to my carrier and moving. I don't actually have to be on it. I can start it
That's
moving.
next Saturday. You have to
But
be
it'll
moving.
only move 2,000 light years. I mean, yeah, 2,000 light years.
Warning. Temperature critical.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
you
I
can
got.
have-
Get $4.99 a pop.
Yep.
Oh,
Frame shift drive
Oh, Oh, that should be good.
If your depot is full.
My depot is full,
Okay.
and I got another 9K in the hold.
But you can't fill it up remotely.
Come on, beer bag. Oh yes. Nice little anaconda.
I'm going to start flying on Saturday and hope to be in Colonia by Monday.
Well, if it's any consolation, I left the bubble in 10 hours was in Colonia.
Temperature critical.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Frameshift drive charging.
So you should be there by
It says it's going to be 22. If I figured it right, it's 22 hours in each direction.
22 hours for where? What?
From Colonia to the ship.
No, from...
Oh, I thought you
carrier.
were talking about the bubble to Colonia.
No. It's 22 hours from Thuichi to Lukdane. And back. 22 hours in, 22 hours back.
I
With
still
us.
ain't figured that out. Because
Fuel scooping.
down to Earth left the bubble going to Colonia. It was 18 hours jumping time. 45 jumps. At
Yeah,
$4.99 a jump.
And I'm 68 jumps.
Fuel scooping complete. Warning. Temperature critical.
68 jumps, 3 jumps an hour.
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, then that's wrong. Because he had 45 in 18 hours. I don't know. We'll figure it out when you start jumping.
Yep. Well, 45 is technically 15 hours, which means he didn't quite make came close, but not quite 3 jumps an hour. So he ended up with 3 extra hours. And I may very well end up with 4 or 5 extra hours along the way. I mean, it is what it is. I might not, probably not going to be perfect on my, 3 jumps an hour. I'll be close.
Fuel scooping complete.
But that's why he gave me, 3 days in, 3 days out on the schedule,
Frameshift drive charging.
which should have me back out at Thuichi on Friday. Provided nothing catastrophic happens.
4, 3, 2.
Okay, further to what we said about the tanks, that
Mhm.
vehicle you're thinking of, they go Panzer Sparwagen,
Fuel scooping.
and the tanks were Panzer Kampfwagen.
Ah, okay.
There we go. That's all 5-5.
Then the question is, what does Spal mean?
Warning.
Yeah,
Temperature critical.
Because Wagen is vehicle.
I've heard the name I heard that word before.
Frameshift
Germ.
drive
I
charging.
just don't know what it means. So it's a pretty common name. Or term, rather.
Let's see.
Oh, Volkswagen.
Yeah.
People's vehicle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the original Beetle was Hitler's pick.
Yep. Yeah, I'm actually surprised Volkswagen is still around, considering
I'm
how
not. They
much
make damn good
stuff they did
cars.
for the Germans.
Except for the gearboxes.
System scan.
Yeah, yeah. That's true.
Well,
I've
same
had-
could be said for the Ford company. They did a lot for the Nazi Germany. Same could be said for the oil and that gas industry in the United States. They sent all the oil and diesel and stuff to, I think it was Switzerland, and then Switzerland turned around and shipped it to Germany.
Even though they were supposedly neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, they were serving both
Rheinmetall-
sides.
Rheinmetall are building a gun for the British tanks to upgrade them to the Challenger 3, and Rheinmetall were the ones who were making the German tanks in the Second World War.
Yeah.
God damn.
Okay, here we go. Panzer Sparwagen is armored car.
Oh, okay.
So a Spalva,
My shoes are flying. Come here.
Spalwagen.
Stop bumping into me, you coward.
That's a weird way to describe that vehicle. Just armored
You're
car.
not going anywhere.
Armored car. Well,
Die.
that's what it is. It's an armored car.
Well, it's also the utility pull wagon of sorts. The transporter. It's
German language is very, very precise. So Spalwagen, the modern translation is car, but Wagen is vehicle. So Spalwagen becomes car, but I'm not sure what Spal actually is as a word by itself, because it's a triple, it's three words crunched into one.
oh, okay.
Okay,
You
this
should
is
just
Google
Kind of
Translate.
like how we, when we create words, say if a certain word we need is a triple of something, we put try in it.
Okay, Sparwagen by itself is scout car, but Spar by itself is peak. So,
Pink car? Okay. That's
no,
weird.
P-E-E-K.
Oh,
Yeah,
peak.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Weird.
Yeah, that's a weird. Yeah.
How the hell did they get that?
I don't know how they got it for the name of that vehicle.
Well, because peak in German is like for scout, reconnector,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
look, see, peeps, peep.
Okay, a scout vehicle. A
Yeah.
fighting scout
That makes
vehicle.
sense.
Okay, fine.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep. There we go.
Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know, but that's what they said, because I put up a peak
Right.
German word.
Oh, okay.
Warning. Temperature critical. Fuel scooping complete.
Kind of makes sense. Peek in English is like
Charging.
it's spying on someone. So
Yeah, and the
By
judge told you to stop
scouts.
doing that.
Yeah.
all of it goes together.
You know, they're going to take away your binoculars again.
Come on, I don't have any.
Fuel scooping.
62 bodies.
Yeah, 24 minutes sounds about right, because Down to Earth did pause and wait for a few idiots that
Yep.
fell off the cliff.
62 bodies undiscovered.
Temperature critical.
I have no idea if it's undiscovered or not. I'm moving on to the next.
Betty, you haven't got time.
No, I still have 180 jumps to go to get to Colonia.
Yep, that's a lot.
3 hours.
Wait, it shouldn't be that much if you're taking the Neutron. Wait.
It's a Neutron Star Highway saved me 100 jumps.
Oh, okay.
or 70 jumps or something like that. So it saves me, taking the Neutron Star Highway saves me over an hour.
Yep. Yep.
Fuel scooping complete. Warning. Temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging.
Why do I only have 2 rings of shields? I didn't damage it. Wait a second. When I recalled my ship, are you telling me they damaged
Banged
my
it into the
ship?
ground. Bye-bye!
That's better than what I've had happen when Lynn had to come rescue me.
Oh,
What'd your ship do? Blow itself up on entry?
Yeah, it was on one of your streams a while back.
Oh, jeez.
I called it in and it just sat there bouncing off the ground like a ping pong ball. And then kaboom, I'm like, oh, okay.
That's when you should have just said, go away again.
Oh, I tried everything. It was, I don't know what the hell happened. I ended up putting in a report and they ended up giving me 50 million credits for all the shit that I lost. I was pissed.
Yeah. Just you had cartographic data. You had yeah. There's a bunch of shit.
All
Yeah, I
kinds of
remember
stuff.
coming and getting
Bios.
you.
Oh.
I just couldn't remember why I was coming to get you, but now that you jogged my memory, I remember that now.
System scan complete.
At least you gave you some of the credits back.
Well, he wasn't going to
Yeah.
fill out a report at first, and I said, fill out a report. Tell him what happened, that it went nuts on you and blowed up. And if I remember right, wasn't that where they gave you the 50 million credits back, but you also hadn't lost
Yep.
the 50 million credits yet?
Wonderworld.
Was it Rusty? Put in report, got his ship back,
Can you stop
and
beating me
his
with your tail for crying out loud?
universal cartographics. He got all that back again,
Mhm.
even though he cashed the cartographics in.
Yep. Same thing happened to Cody.
Yeah.
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, if they can, they'll
I
err
got-
on your
I
side.
still ended up getting cash in my cartographics in, but I had to pay for my rebuy on my ship.
4, 3,
He's finding out where-
Adam, I'm under control.
Right. Yeah, about 24 minutes a jump on what he was doing, but that's because he had to wait close to a half an hour a couple of times for people to catch up.
scan complete. Fuel
And then when he found out that they were doing it on purpose, it's like, bye-bye.
Yep.
warning. Temperature critical. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
15.
No.
Well, that's going to leave marks.
I think I got some on
And
my
in
shirt.
that
Fuel scooping.
Bad Mark 4 Cobra.
I still think we need to go and
Fuel
find
scooping
some
complete.
gargoyles to pew pew at.
Elfie's still got Thargoids. If you want
Do
Thargoids.
they?
Yeah.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
got 70 jumps back to the bubble.
Now you have 5 terraformables, one being the water.
All right. I gotta take a quick break. I will be right back.
Okay, Frosty, you wanted to have a look to see what I had? Come and see what I've got for you.
I used to know a guy, his name's Frosty.
Really?
Yeah.
Nickname
Well-
or real name?
His last name is Frosty.
Oh, damn, okay.
We'll say bye-bye to Frosty. Frosty's going away for a long time.
Bye bye love. Bye bye happiness.
Now, who else wants to have a look? Oh, somebody just got blown up.
What are
wasn't
you
me.
doing, Code?
Still heading out to that system.
Must have been you.
Okay.
For material.
Roger on the clarification.
Okay. Oh, what are we clarifying?
What are you doing? He's been in
I'm
that
stuck out.
system for 24 hours.
Been in what?
I said you've been in that system for almost 24 hours.
Maybe.
Damn.
Well, it was interesting because he kept getting astronomical discoveries.
Oh, those are always nice to
Yeah.
get.
Yep.
I mean, he had 3 gas giants in a row, just da-doom, 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 and it's like, cool. He kept saying they were huge gas giants with rings, but the thing said it's smallest mass.
So they're
Put the
light.
gas in. Where's your friends? Stephanie. Steffi, where's your friends?
In the back pocket.
Because
Right behind
you've only
you.
got 4% left
Drive charging.
underneath your shields. Now you've got nothing left.
Oh, did I
Napalm
wangle
junkie.
that?
Where's Napalm Junkie?
Hey, Palm, who?
Napalm Junkie. That's his name. Oh, and he's wanted. That's a shame.
How is it a shame? Aren't you gonna shoot?
Napalm junkie. All right.
In an ass. Ass scout.
Fuel scoping.
Oh, it's even a scout, not an explorer. Even worse. Popcorn! Eat 'em up, make 'em pop.
Fuel scoping complete.
Get out of the way, policeman.
Frameshift drive charging.
Bye bye, napalm junkie. Next. Oh, Captain Benjamin W. Oliver. What are you in? Oh,
Is next.
oh.
It's Finware.
Hello, Benjamin. Are you wanted, perchance? And you're elite? Oh, that's even better still. Or a team of two, never mind. Who cares?
Go for it. There's only 2 of them.
Yeah, I've been taking 3, but they're not fighting back.
System scan
Oh,
complete.
come on.
Fuel scoping.
Thank you. Oh. Oh wait, police, this is my kill.
Temperature critical. Fuel scoping complete.
Just go and take on his friend.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I lost his cargo. Bye bye, Benjamin.
You'd be cussing a bloody string of cuss words if it was you that was losing your cargo.
Come here, you. This must be Benjamin's partner. Oi! Go away.
Fuel scoping.
See, you're missing it, Cody. You could be down there with him because I think where he's at, you could get combat bonds, but I don't know if it's a
No, it's-
federation system for
It's not combat bonds, I'm
just
kidding.
bounties.
Pirate, just bounties. But there'll be lots of debris floating around.
Lots of debris.
Mhm.
Yes.
Things like,
You ain't lying there.
Bioconductors.
heat resistant
Was it
ceramics,
focus?
compact composites, chemical processes, compound shielding, shielding sensors, galvanized alloys, crystals, varying types, superconductors.
Yeah, Lynn used to just follow us around with a collector.
What?
When we used to go out fighting, you'd be like, "Hold on, I'm still trying to clean up your mess."
Fuel scoping.
That's when we were doing the Sargoys, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, this was over a year ago when we
Well,
were doing a
you
lot of
guys
combat.
were just leaving it, so it was like there ain't no sense of leaving goodies on the playground.
Hell, it was too early in the game for me. I didn't know none. I didn't know about it, to be honest. I eventually finally got a collector limpet and started doing things.
That ain't my fault.
Ain't him or what?
3, 2,
A wanted anaconda. I'll have a go at you too, since the police are having a good go at you at the moment.
fuel scoping.
You're not gonna last long once your shields are down.
Frameshift drive
No, you're not getting away. Too late. Million for that one. Who's next? Oh, somebody's scanning me. Peter Brooks. Where are you, Peter Brooks? What are you in? in a bleeding Corvette, you fool.
Fuel skipping.
Some
Sit down.
people were born without common sense.
The sad one is trying to attack.
Yeah, but they had a chance.
Oh, because of the maneuver build. Technically, they're not good enough to get that chance, but
Frameshift.
Against you? Yeah. Because you can't turn on them.
Impossible. No, it's not. Goodbye.
3, 2,
Where's your friend? I can see him flashing. Oh, he's disappeared. Where's he gone? He must have got blown up too. Oh well.
But heavens, you ought to have seen us out there Thargoid hunting. I mean, they were dropping. I mean, you couldn't see the Thargoids for all the shit that was left out there on the field.
Especially if it was one of them where they kept popping in.
Yeah.
Right.
You couldn't
Diamond
see
back
your
in spot.
teammates. You couldn't see nothing but all the junk on the radar.
fuel skipping complete. Warning. Temperature
one's
critical.
drop crap too.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So they just drop missiles on your ass. Or they repair each other, or they cause each other to
4, 3,
go like
2,
banjos. Because you had the regenerator, the berserker, which caused them to go nuts. Then what was it? It wasn't the marauder. What was the other one that would fire the missiles?
fuel skipping complete.
There's 4 different types altogether.
Yeah. Thinking.
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, that'll be a bad guy. Where are you? Oh, there you are.
166 jumps on the wall, 166 jumps. Oh, what's milk bags want?
What did milk bags put in the game?
Scan complete. Fuel skipping.
I don't know, I gotta check it in a second here. I was right in the middle of a jump.
Probably wanted to know why I unfriended him.
Fuel skipping complete. Warning. Temperature critical.
Who wanted to know that?
Milk bags.
Answer. Because you're an asshole.
No, it just I haven't talked to him, and he doesn't play in our group, so you know it's like
Well,
I went
he's
through
the one,
and cleaned my
wasn't he
list
the one
out.
who was harassing you to get on your carrier?
No.
Oh,
That
okay.
was on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, I thought he was
No,
Alright.
that was what was it?
Burphead. Remember?
Plentiful tiger, political
okay.
tiger.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's a bug.
Yep.
What happened?
They haven't
While
charged
you're-
upkeep in 3 weeks.
Oh.
Well, they have
So-
charged some people.
Oh, that's true.
Not all people.
And I didn't get charged this week.
I didn't get charged.
charged this
charged.
week.
So
Got
next
charged
week,
last week, I think.
well, next week's going to be a
Okay.
double for me.
I didn't get charged either, unless
Well-
it decided not to send me a message.
No, the message is triggered when the charge happens, so you didn't
Okay,
get charged this week. You'll get double
It'll
next.
be double next week, so don't faint.
Okay.
Don't panic.
So that's why it says my weekly update is like 50.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks
now.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
To go back and. Oh, do I? Nah.
They're
Still.
probably scared that their system won't be able to handle all the new carriers or something.
No, it's something
think it was a
about
bug.
so many carriers at once was doing something, and it caused their.
Caused the whole system to
Can we
glitch.
say it? It just too many carriers at once to update their upkeep, and it kind of caused it to crash.
Okay.
But they'll get you eventually.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll get to you. They'll take your money. Don't you worry.
Yeah. They're like the goddamn IRS. They'll get their money one way or another.
We went through it before, where it was like 3 or 4 or 5 weeks before they ever charged us. So.
Mm-hmm. And then they charge it 3 or 4 or 5 weeks all at once.
No problem. I've got plenty of money in my
Yeah,
account. Got 20,
yeah.
over 20 billion there, so it's got
I
plenty
have
of money.
almost
It can
4
cope.
bill on my carrier, and almost 9 bill on my character.
I was reading somewhere somebody only keeps 500 on their carrier.
That's dangerous if they're going to do this kind of stuff.
Mm.
Yep. You got so much time to put more money in it, though. It just won't let you do anything with it until you put some money in it.
Oh, okay.
I think it wasn't it. It's after 30 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
If you don't do nothing with it, then it decommissions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got
Well,
time.
no, I take that back. He's got 500 in it. If it's not enough to cover the fees, they just take it out of his commander's account till his commander's account doesn't have enough to pay for the upkeep, and then they decommission it.
Oh, okay. So technically, you don't even need to put money in the carrier.
It's better to do it though.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know. They may charge you late charges and interest fees. and-
Yeah.
But it will be fixed. What was it, Monday?
It'll be,
Oh, okay.
no, it'll be fixed with the next carry. It'll be next
Next
week,
week.
Carrier
Thursday.
update. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Thursday update.
And
Well,
there for a while they were charging us too much for our carriers.
Oh, land assets. And then you can do it. Nothing. Only landable planet in the system. Might as well.
Drive charging.
They're shooting at something. Unable to receive the data. Storage is full.
Well, what's wrong with you, man?
My data's full. Whatever one it was trying to give scan of that ship.
Complete. Fuels complete.
Doesn't like you to be full. Usually you trade down before you do that kind of stuff.
Could be a tier 1 scan, for all we know.
Don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I was
It
full
doesn't
for
tell you.
full.
Complete.
No, it didn't tell me.
No.
Unable to
Drive charging.
download data. Storage is full.
See, that should tell you what you're full on.
Yeah,
Besides you
I'm
having to go look
wedged.
so you could get rid of the right ones.
Yep. I had this problem when I was in Illinois. scanned one of them, so that was full. I look and I can't tell which I'm full, which one I picked up or tried to pick up. Like, that's not fair.
Education. Right, where are you?
Fuel skipping.
You'll be a bad guy. Yep, thought so. Hello, Ozymandias.
Fuel skipping complete. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging.
Listen, Simon, I'm busy with somebody else. I'll deal with you later.
Hang on to your tutu, princess. He'll be right there.
Yeah, once I finish with this one, I'll come and pay you a visit.
Welcome. What?
It sounds like Shane.
I don't see Shane. I see James.
Oh, it might be James.
No, I'm
No,
not
it's
saying that.
Anthony.
Ah,
Mr. Harper,
Anthony.
Mr. Harper.
get back to studying. You have your head in your books. Come on.
Man, my brain's is scrambled eggs, like
You're eating again?
You still got what, 4 or 5 weeks to go?
No, but more we're not 30. Oh, we're not 30. It's coming like most of the first week was pre-trip, and this week we started straight line backing.
Drive charging.
No, not that one, is it?
Straight line backing.
Oh, but that
yesterday.
was a hoot to watch.
It was Simon.
Yeah.
You should have videoed it so we could laugh.
Actually, I'm the best at
I'm wondering.
Classic.
Not one time have I veered off course in a straight line back. Not once.
I ran away.
I just snaked that sucker right on in
Your
where I
wife
need to
do.
Well, we won't ask how Miss T did
go. Yeah, she did good with the first instructor, but when she got her second instructor, the night's one,
Fuel skipping.
she did fine today. And today we started our offset backing also, so I mastered that in no time. So. And
They
she's
showing you how to set it up like a house and all that.
trying to do what now?
I said trying to set it up like a house roof, like the peak of a roof, and then spin it back around for your offset, or
No, they just got us on the course out there. So we just do left to right offset, and then a right to our left. The right to left is got the blind side of the truck, so
3, 2,
pretty cool. So what y'all up to tonight?
Traveling.
Discovering things.
I'm killing
Just
people.
doing discoveries? Oh, okay. What's the CG this time? Something else?
None.
Nothing.
None.
No CG this week.
Thankfully, it's
Got a week off.
skipping.
Yep.
Oh, okay. How did y'all do in the last CG?
I got top 10%.
25.
Right.
Top
Hey,
25? Top
listen.
10?
Yeah,
So
I
y'all
got.
got all them goodies, all good.
Oh yeah, we got the goodies.
Okay.
Don't know whether they're going to be good goodies or just goodies that you're going to have to store.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I was just listening to Witch Duck. Oh, damn, which space? I said Witch Duck. And Witch
Perfect.
Space News there, talking about salvation and all of that.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
what
having anything to do with that.
Cam's
No, I'm not doing anything with that. No. He should.
doing. He's down here killing Salvation pilots.
No,
that's
I'm
what
actually
it is.
killing pirates just to affect the influence.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're trying to do the So what they're trying to say, salvation is not our friend?
Fuel skipping.
He's the witch.
He's the witch. He's a
He's
mass
the-
murderer.
He's the one that did the experiments on D2. He's the one that went and found the Alexandria and offered the crew a ride off of it to safety, and then dumped them out in space, and then went back and stole all their Guardian artifacts.
Ah.
So yeah, he's not the good guy.
So he's gonna be our next. He's gonna be our next enemy alongside the target.
I'm waiting for D2 to stand up and take him on.
We're gonna
okay.
we're gonna act like we're his friends to get all his stuff, and then at the
Goodies.
last second we're gonna feed him to the Targoids.
Oh, okay. Oh man.
Fuel scooping.
I'm waiting for them to introduce D2 in there, and she goes up against them. She's already made the promise that she's going to out them to the world, or to the to the galaxy.
Oh.
Oh, isn't he kind of already out of it?
Warning.
She's the one that did it. She's the
Oh, okay.
whistleblower. But she's not done
Frameshift
yet.
drive charging.
I got you.
Ah, you wee bugger. There you are.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And she came out and says, I want you to know that I'm the one that told on you. So I'm sure it's not over. He's going to be pissed because she let his cat out of the bag, so to speak. She's pissed at him for experimenting on her. So yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a showdown between those two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that means we won't be involved in it again. Just like rescuing the Empress. Do all the work, then somebody else claims the credit.
Yep.
We got a whole lot of storylines going on in the league.
Yeah. But if she has something and it's not too terribly out there,
No, okay.
I'll fight for her side, just for the
Oh,
general
okay.
principle
Oh, okay.
that he experimented on her.
Ooh, we got the summer sale going on.
Fuel scooping.
Yeah.
And
you're gonna buy a lot of games you're not
Horizon and Odyssey both.
Yeah,
Oh,
dirt cheap. Big nigga. Yeah, real cheap.
Warning. Temperature critical. Fuel scooping.
I gotta check my wish list. See what I got up there.
covered.
Frameshift drive charging.
I don't dare check my wish list.
You know? It's still a wish.
No, he would go bankrupt if he got everything on it.
Even when you for sale. Hey, that's something.
My problem is, I don't have a whole lot of time to play games. The game I basically play is Elite. And so if I buy all these other games now rather than later when they're only a
They're
couple
not
of bucks a
gonna
piece.
Right. That's what I do. That's the same thing I do. I have games in my wish list that's been there for years. And when it gets like 70 and 80% off, and we're talking about after the price has already dropped. And then we're talking under $10 and stuff, that's when I buy them, put them in my library. I do the same thing.
I figure if I don't have time to play it, why should I spend the money on it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Well, it's there if I need it, because right now, I don't know.
Games don't go up in price over time. Well, not most of them.
Not if it doesn't have a physical. If you
Well,
just
even
buy
games
digital,
with
it's not gonna be
During that
physical.
physical, did it bend over and cough too?
Absolutely. That's why it's so pricey.
Yep.
Yeah. The only games that I have seen that don't drop in price is Nintendo type games that goes to a Nintendo system.
Yep.
They hold their I don't care. They can come out, they $59.99. It'll be 4 years later and they still $59.99. So
Yeah, but Nintendo's first party titles, for the most part, don't actually increase in value.
What?
No, they just hold their value.
They just retain
And
their
yes,
value.
they retain their value, but
Yeah.
they also. But the funny thing about them is they do increase their value, especially when that system is no longer around.
Yep.
Like
Yeah, I was
if you don't
gonna say
believe,
my son has one of them handheld. What was
get
it?
'em.
Game Boys
Yeah,
Right.
or whatever,
once they're
and a
on the
game that
brand.
goes to that, he could get
Mhm.
$450 out of it.
Go on to eBay and anything and look up a game for GameCube. That's
Oh,
2 years.
yeah.
That's 2 generations ago.
Yeah.
Man, that game is gonna cost you more than it was
The
when we
Fire
went in.
Emblem for that game
And
is
then
insane.
there's ones like Gauntlet, which
Mhm.
came
I
out
love
for
Gauntlet.
the version that came out for the PlayStation 4.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
No longer any available that haven't been aren't collected by somebody. The ones that
Mhm.
are collected when they come up for sale are over $1,000.
Yep. You're absolutely right.
I had to go buy a second copy because we played ours until it fried.
Dang.
I managed to get a second copy for $150.
Mm.
And once it dies, I'm not going to be able to afford the next copy.
Oh yeah. You're right.
It's a shame you can't burn that onto another disc.
Yes, it is a shame.
The only games you ain't got to worry about is games that shared on other platforms. That's when they really get cheap and bargain bin style types. So
Or sports games in general.
yes, but don't let it be exclusive to something.
My son's got
y'all think about-
into the.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say my son's got into where he goes around and his friends have these the cube and the Nintendos and shit that's sitting in their closet but don't work no more, but they never throw them away. And he gets them for I don't know. Sometimes they'll give them to him. Sometimes he pays $5 or $10 for them, and then he takes them apart, fixes them, replaces the transistors or whatever burned out, and makes them
Right.
playable again.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I still have
So,
the original Nintendo. I have all the Nintendos except for the Wii U. I didn't like the Wii U, so I never bought it. But I got all the rest of them.
Yeah, I don't have
Oops,
a
excuse
Wii
me,
U.
I didn't mean to cough in your ear.
The Wii U sucked.
I wanted the Wii U because of Xenoblade Chronicles X, but I never pulled the trigger.
Okay. He's talking about one game that's on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Wii U was like a bastard child of the Wii. And
Yeah.
they tried to take it to another direction and it never worked.
Well, you guys can take that Wii and just put it where the sun don't shine. During building bridges and stuff, and I tried to play that with my son one time, and I was so damn sore the next day. My arms hurt, my legs hurt from
Oh
was he playing?
yeah.
baseball and golf and bowling.
Right, because you
I
gotta
was
get
like,
up and yeah, because you actually gotta get up and do stuff.
well, it wasn't the fact that I hadn't been, I was building bridges, but
Yep.
it just
Right.
made my muscles
Using-
sore, and it's like, no,
Oh, yeah.
thank you.
Different muscles.
Yep.
They were exercising. Oh, speaking of different muscles, oh my God! Our first day out on the range when I was in the trucking school. We're outside most of the time with the heat and we're standing up for hours. I mean, like, damn, I got them damn leg muscles. I forgot I had. My wife, as soon as we got back to the hotel room, at the damn tub, she went with Epsom salt. I said, damn, girl, you're getting old, ain't you? And she looking at me talking about, I'm getting old. Why you laying on the bed, can't move? I said, I guess I'm old.
I ain't old, I'm just broken.
Ain't lying, broke down. So what y'all think? Did y'all see the little clip that he had of Starfield? What y'all think of that game?
No, I don't know.
didn't see the Starfield clip.
Yeah, so that's the last one they did. It's a lot. They showed a lot more of it. Yeah.
What's the odds it won't be broken to all kinds of new levels when it comes out?
Shoot, almost every game come out broken to all kinds of levels.
Well,
They
this
don't,
is
no,
a
no, no,
Bethesda
no, never come out.
game.
Yes, but that, yeah.
Bethesda has only one coder in the entire company, and they only have that because they bought it.
They bought what?
Id Software, creators of Doom.
Oh, Id. Oh,
Yeah.
Id. I forgot all about them.
Yeah, that's the only reason they have a coder that's actually semi-competent.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But one coder isn't not going to do it for a game like Starfield, I don't think.
Depends on how far they take it. How far ahead of the game he already is.
True.
System scan complete. Fuel scoping.
But no, I haven't seen that Starfield.
That's pretty interesting clip. I was looking at it under City
How
Index.
much of it is actual gameplay and not CG?
Well, they were showing all gameplay most of
Oh, okay. That's a new thing for most AAA companies these days. They rarely show any gameplay.
Because there was a lot of questions answered. We didn't know if we were going to be able to control the ship, and you will. You'll be controlling the ship. I think the only thing it took out from so far,
Landing
but I
or
think,
takeoff.
yeah, the landing and takeoff. Like we can come into Elite Dangerous and go down to a planet land ourselves. It's like that game took that little part out of it. They didn't. They found no interest in doing that. So if you go down to a planet, you got areas all over the planet that you can land and stuff like that, and you point to it, and the game takes over instead of you actually doing it.
Well, I won't be buying that game.
Yeah, I mean, you want to go down there and crack?
I'm all about the flight experience, thank you.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
Yep.
But I guess we'll see more of it as time goes on. We'll see what it's up to.
Yeah, that's what brought me to
I'm just-
Elite. That's what keeps me here.
Yeah.
It's still the best damn spaceship flight simulator ever created.
Yeah. And it works.
Yeah.
And I actually, and contrary to
And
what
it
I
felt
hear
like
about,
a complete game.
I actually love at
For the most part.
the Odyssey side of it. I actually like it.
Well, now that they got most of the bugs,
Yeah.
Right, I found it quite friendly. My only issue with Odyssey when it first came out, I thought I would have a hard time finding the shards. That was my only gripe. That's the only one you ever heard me about. And guess what? We all went down there in Odyssey.
It wasn't that
And
hard.
hell, I know the shards better in Odyssey and more fun in Odyssey than it was in damn Horizons to me. Because I remember getting the shards in Horizons.
Back
One
down
of
here right now.
Exactly. One of the shard sites was on a hill that I could only get one part of it, and all the rest of them was up the damn hill. And y'all said y'all shot them, but shit, every time I shot one, it stayed up the damn hill. Y'all say y'all shot them, they rolled down the hill with shit. But they cheated me out of gravity then. But when I shot the damn thing, it stayed the hell up there on the hill. They say, I know
And
I'm
now we got the big old ass compass, so we can find them in, you know.
Yeah.
If it works, you know, if they don't change them.
yeah,
What? Discover
Yeah.
yeah.
The heat map, you try to learn how to, once you learn how to use it, it's okay. You know? I think they should be.
I mean, we used the heat map and went right to them. It may not be the huge ass bunch of them, but we went right to them.
There were plenty there.
Yeah, yeah. We would go down there and and we discovered the secret of it. It's not flying above high. You got to get down low and start going slow, and then they'll actually spawn in.
Yeah,
But if you stay up high, because I tried it, if you stay up high and just fly around,
you're gonna miss her.
they're gonna miss them because they're not spawning in. You ain't gonna see them. It's that's clear ground down there. But as
Yeah.
soon as I mean, I hit a spot, Lynn, where I was flying, was nothing down there. I got low, still nothing down there. As soon as I pulled that sucker back and came almost to a stop, they started spawning in. I said, okay, that's just let them slow down and let them spawn in.
Yeah.
Now, see, I had to get in the SRV for them to spawn in when there was a big patch.
Oh yeah. Well, with us, we was just slowing down, just coming to a slow crawl.
Yeah, see
Like I
here,
said,
I'm
you know?
finding polonium right now, and I just
Oh,
found
okay.
another big patch immediately following the heat map.
Yeah. And them little big patches, I don't mean no harm, but them patches might not be all that big. But when you get out of the SRV, there's a lot of them, and you'll fill up to that one little small patch too, cause it seems like it's shards all over the darn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not only that, but if you just go over the hill there, there's another patch. Or around the
Yeah.
bend, there's another patch. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, all fairness to Elite, they did tell us that yes, we know there's a problem with the shards, and we're working on it.
Yeah, and they fixed
Yeah,
it.
y'all. You know I'm interested. Well, I don't have to do it with what about accounts and the burnt beans ain't gonna make a god mistake. So of course you know that's gonna be interesting since they got the missiles working again.
I heard they did. I haven't verified.
Yeah, I heard it, but it hasn't been verified yet.
Yeah,
But they
I
say the
heard they
missiles
did.
are working again. 'Cause
But
I
you
was
know,
missing that part. I used to
mo-
love that.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of us was missing the missiles.
Yeah. I
All
like
the
missiles.
all the fireworks while you're out there, you know.
Yeah. It added a lot more to it to me.
Yeah.
You know.
And it would really be cool when you're on foot and they launch them and you're above them and you're watching them blow up.
Oh yeah. You talking about watching your ship out there with them
Yeah,
250
watching
going
it.
off? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
I know that when they brought in on foot, you know, when we went CZ zones on foot, and they had the anacondas and the cutters and shit coming in there, and they were getting blowed up by the ground missiles and stuff. That was cool. I mean, you be sitting there, and all of a sudden, you right in front of you would be a great big giant explosion. You were like, "Wow, isn't that cool?"
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. So, what was the little bug they had going on with the carriers? I heard of.
Oh, just your upkeep.
Oh, that's all it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the upkeep server crashed and couldn't process everybody's upkeep until they did some work on it. And so this week everybody's getting, you know, a lot of people are getting 3 weeks of charges all at once.
Interesting.
Well,
I can afford it just.
that's what I keep saying. 12 billion's all right, but 16 billion's even better.
You got that right.
Before you buy one.
24 million to rebuy this. I've got enough. I've got a few rebuys there.
What?
I was just looking to see how much I've got on my ship. 15 billion on my ship now, and a lot more on my carrier.
Oh yeah.
My carrier's about 24, 25.
He just likes to brag.
Yeah. No, sorry, 30 billion on my carrier.
Not like it's going to be used for anything, but still. What's all the burden of the credit for?
My weekly upkeep, 90 million. 90 million 66 million 724 credits.
I'm afraid to even look at mine if you really want to know the truth. Where are you finding that at?
In
Or
the
you wanna-
budget. In the budget. For the carrier. Just go to carrier management, go to budget. And weekly upkeep.
Yeah. 91,466,000. Yeah. I don't know. I may have to decommission mine.
Go
Well,
ahead.
you not got enough in there to clear it.
You got billions. You got billions.
Oops, there we go.
I told my wife, I said, if things going the way I think it's going, hell, I might have to just start playing console then.
Yeah, mine says 64 million.
There you go. When am I gonna be home to
That's
play?
still 3 weeks worth because you haven't got all the other extras yet.
Yep.
Yet. Being
Yet.
Was
being off the word.
up, but I didn't look at Thursday to see how much.
They
No,
didn't
just
give
look-
us none Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. So it might be
Just look in your
tagged on
carrier
another
management
week's
in the
worth.
budget.
Yep, I know.
And it shows you.
Oh, just go into carrier management. It's in the top right corner.
Oh, oh yeah, it is. Yeah, 87 mil.
Yeah, you've been doing some jumping.
134,000. Yeah.
Welcome to our world.
Yep.
Right.
Every jump is 100,000.
Darn.
Yeah, and the
What's
week I'm doing the refit on the carrier, I've got 68 times 2 jumps at 100,000 apiece. Woohoo!
Y'all paying all? We're paying all these NPCs, and they ain't got sense enough to even put fuel in the thing.
Frameshift drive charging.
Almost 14 million just in jumps.
I'm talking to Lynn and them.
What?
No, Teresa walked in and said, "What you doing?" I said, "Talking to Lynn and them."
Oh, you always put me first, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I see how you are. Tell Miss D I said hello.
She done walked away, doggone it. I ain't been able to watch the streams and nothing because it sucked well bad. Even on my phone. So I've just been reading the Discord chat.
Well, you ain't missed nothing except that
That last CD I would have. Had I had been home, I've been playing that because I had so much practice.
you ain't missed nothing except that Cody decided he can't fly the ship unless his ship unless I'm online.
What?
Say what?
I don't remember that. What do you
That was
say?
yesterday. He said that last night
Oh.
Yeah.
because he
He
keeps
said-
making mistakes,
Yeah,
losing
and
money.
he said that I couldn't take off anymore. I had to be right here because it cost him I
Don't
don't
have
know
to play the
4
game, just be there.
million. Yeah, I don't have to play the game. I just have to be there.
Costing you $4 million for what?
Screw up.
Okay.
He paid all his fines on all his equipment, then went and paid it off at the thing because he'd taken it all off his ship.
Yeah.
He couldn't put it back on because it was
Yeah.
Wow.
associated
But if
with him being a bad boy.
Right, but if he'd have logged out and logged in, it cleared it, and he could put the stuff back on for nothing.
Oh Lord. Is that when you get the fines on on your ship and then sometimes you get
You
fines
have a
on the actual
dirty,
component?
yeah, and it says that is a dirty or a wanted component or something. Yeah,
Associated with a
Yeah.
crime.
yeah. But
know,
if you
I-
paid your fine off, and it still shows that, you can log out and log back in, and it clears it because you've already paid your fine.
Oh, okay. See, I've had that happen to me, but I don't know how I got it. I was trying to figure out how I got that.
Well, Cody got it.
What?
I'll let him tell you how he got it.
Oh Lord.
He tells it better than I do.
Oh, okay.
Probably running over a sidewinder in the slot.
Yeah.
No, he was doing signal sources.
Oh yeah.
In open.
Oh yeah, that's right.
and a ganker got him, and he said, "Well, I ain't got nothing. He'll leave me alone." And I said, "You're in open. He's a ganker. He's not even going. He's already knows that you're empty. He's gonna blow your ass out of the sky." Well, sure enough, he did. But
Oh,
Cody,
Lord.
Cody wasn't mad about that because that put him right in the station where he was going. And then he got all repaired, rebuy, and all that. And then he got back out there, was getting ready to scan some more wakes. And the damn ganker came back, and instead of shooting at him, he was just ramming him, taking his hull down. And so Cody tried to get in the station without asking docking permission, and blowed up right there. I guess in the when he tried to turn around and come back out, he blowed up in the toaster rack, and it sent him to jail.
Well, he'd taken down so much of my haul. And when I went in, I hit the toaster rack trying to run away, and then when I was coming out, I hit the toaster rack again, and then I blew up.
And they just said, this boy
And then
needs
they sent me to prison.
serious counseling, so we're going to send him to the prison camp.
Oh, he went to ram him because he couldn't pull his weapons out at this point because he's at the side.
Right.
No fire zone.
Okay, and the best part was they sent me to prison, right? And I went over there just to collect my money, and I was trying to get scans, wake scans, and they sent me to prison. In my ship, when I got there and had to jump back, I only had a 5E frame shift drive in the ship.
Oh, gee.
Yikes.
So that's why it was so many damn jumps. Because it wasn't that far away. I'm like, I don't understand why in the hell it's taking so many jumps. Well,
You do realize
that would be why.
after patch update 12 that you could have took an apex from the or your ship, whichever one is whatever you wanted from the prison camp, right?
Oh,
My
yeah.
ship was
Sure
there.
could have.
I know it, but you could have took an apex.
Yeah. And had it, and then shipped your ship.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have cost much because you went that far away.
Yeah. It wouldn't have cost you no $4 million.
Good old Elite Dangerous at his back.
Yeah, it would have, because I had already had the fines.
That's why I don't mess with those people.
Well, I was thinking I was in a CG system, people be in and out, I should have no problem getting these damn wake scans.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
if Philip had said that same thing that you said, I'd have said, that's what you get for thinking.
The kicker came in and ramped it to death.
I don't think, honestly, I think I've only played in open maybe 1-2 other times.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I play in
never
open is
played
when
in open, so I don't know what it's really like.
only every time I play in open is when I mistakenly hit the button and it takes me about 5 seconds to get my ass back out of it.
Yeah, that's me too.
I played in open until I started doing the engineers and the first CG. CGs were almost impossible to do, and you couldn't even land on Farseer's pad. She has no security there evidently to protect
Most engineers don't. Or they're busy doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
They're there to protect her, not you.
Yeah, but I was delivering stuff to her to unlock things.
That would have been an easy
No, they
combat log.
appreciate it.
They could get you for a combat log if you would have logged out while you're at the station in the no fire zone.
Yeah, when he bought his ship back, he should have just stopped right there and went into private or solo.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I thought that he'd be all right too. I figured that the station, once that guy went to ramming him, would be getting in trouble. But
Yeah.
nope. He didn't get in trouble. He probably got bounties and he probably got fines, but they don't give a crap about that.
Right. It won't nothing that will cause him to start shooting.
Nah.
Warning. Temperature.
But now, if he'd have killed him, he
Yep.
should have got a notoriety.
He
Right.
might have, for all we know.
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, he should have got a notoriety when he killed him the first time out. So
Yeah.
it's like he didn't really care if he got notoriety or not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The
well,
only thing
obviously,
that would have
don't
made it
care.
more epic if it had been Kevin Banana, but it wasn't him.
No man.
It was some other jerk.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
But anywho, that was his excitement, and he took it like
Or
a grown up. I mean, well, thank you there. At least now I'm in the station. I don't have that far to go. And then he come out, and then a guy come in there was ramming him. And he's like, "Well, this is not cool."
Drive charging.
No man.
But yeah, gankers, they're there to make sure that your life and open is miserable.
Like, yep. Miserable as possible.
To me, that ain't no gameplay.
No,
Nope. There's these types of people in every MMO out there.
But you know what?
you got
Honestly,
bullies.
Yep.
It's not the gankers.
Reapers.
When it comes to that, it's not the gankers that piss me off. It's that Frontier act like they support them.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
Yeah. Yep.
Cause if they gank you for no reason and you log out, all of a sudden they want to give you a real life punishment for not letting the ganker kill you.
Temperature critical.
Yeah. When the ganker is really not full, if he was a pirate, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because a pirate, most of the pirates live by code. Give them
Yep.
some
Right.
stuff and they'll leave you alone.
Mm-hmm.
Not gankers.
Mm-mm.
There's no reasoning with them. They just want to ruin your day.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the hell of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know though. We're just as bad when we got that gas can and found out it takes them out in a couple of shots. We
No,
we
that's,
did get
that's
them.
not very bad.
Now at that point, it showed who gankers
Yeah,
really were.
screw
They
it
weren't
up.
nobody.
Fuel scooping.
Not only that, they went to squalling and logging, combat logging.
And,
So they got bad?
and
They just got banned
yeah.
to private solo. Some of them did.
Nice.
And that's when gankers.
Fuel scooping
And
complete.
that's when the
Warning.
being gankers showed its ugly face, and that's when Frontier should have changed it. After that, when he realized the gankers weren't even fair. As soon as they ain't had an advantage, they punked out.
Yep. They're all about. They can't handle a loss, so they'll never pick on someone bigger than them.
But that's, you know why they can't have no loss? Because they done ganked so many damn people, their fines and bounties are so damn high. So they lose a lot of money.
The only thing that Frontier did was made it to where now their bounties and all that stuff goes with the commander, not the ship. So they can't
okay.
hide in another ship.
There's still some weird limit on the bounties on
How long-
players. It's like 2 mil or something. It's so
Nah, I was looking at a station or a system in a station the other day, and there was bounties on individuals that was up to 48 million.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Frameshift
Nice.
drive charging.
Okay, they might have removed it then.
They named the individual and what they were flying and the bounties of what they were worth if they were killed.
Okay.
If you look in that where it tells you about the system, whether it's at the very
Yeah.
bottom of the mission thing,
Yeah.
if you scroll down towards the bottom, it tells you most wanted in that system. It gives their name or their location and then how much their bounty is, and it's pretty
Okay.
high most of the time.
Oh.
Fuel scooping.
I'm sure Chris's name has been popped up there a couple of times.
Yeah, but see, on Chris's defense, he killed them by accident. He killed the
No.
His finger was on the trigger and he sneezed. Okay.
Yep.
Temperature critical.
Well, he always tends to hit people by accident, or is that just you?
Frameshift drive charging.
Who?
Chris hitting you.
Oh, I
That
don't get
was
for that.
Trace that hit me. I was on. Well,
Oh,
Cam and
everyone
Chris
has
and
hit
Trace
you.
all hit me
Yeah.
at one time during
Except
the
I
damn
managed to
game.
kill you.
Yep, you get me in the damn scooter thing.
The only reason I didn't kill her is I can't hit the broadside of a barn.
Thank
Yeah,
goodness.
You're like the Star Wars stormtrooper.
That's the only good thing about the whole damn thing is you can't hit the broadside of a barn. Now you probably can, but back then you
Fuel scooping.
I've
Okay,
noticed
the
one
hunter.
thing. He mentioned like this Star Wars
Okay, the hunter.
Star Wars Stormtroopers. That's one damn part of the Star Wars movies I have never understood. You got these guys wearing all this damn
They can't
armor.
do the damn thing.
Yeah, it don't do a damn thing. Got all this armor, head to toe.
And unlike other science sci-fi shows and movies, Star Wars doesn't explain why this is a thing. In
Yeah.
other sci-fis, usually someone has a beam deflector or something, or an EMF generator or something.
Right.
But Star Wars just never explaining why there's this bad of a shot.
You mean
No.
an EMP?
Yeah. Yeah. You got the Stormtrooper armor, head to toe, and one little shot. Take them out like they ain't got no armor on at all.
Well, there are some people on the Empire side, if you're on foot, and they do resemble stormtroopers.
Yeah. Yeah.
They, you know, and a lot of the commanders are like, I want that suit. And they're like, oh, we'll work on it. But they got little slits in their visors, and they're all solid white, and it's like, oh wow, yeah, okay. Makes them easy to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
3, 2.
Told my wife, I said, the way things go with me, I might have to just get my PlayStation console and start playing Mario Kart out in space. Get something I can start and stop at any time. He said, what's Mario Kart out in space? I said, No Man's Sky.
Temperature critical.
Oh, good God. Huh?
So what?
Where you going, Code?
Frameshift drive charging.
Did he say something?
I thought he did.
No, I don't think he said that.
Yeah, Cody said something. I don't know if he was talking to his kids or us or what.
Yeah, Mario Kart out in space.
Well, you could be like Cody. He used to take something, his laptop or whatever, and play.
Truck simulator.
No, he used to play Elite with us.
Oh,
No.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But let me tell you why I have No Man's Sky on my PC.
Yeah.
But now, No Man's Sky is coming out on Nintendo Switch, and I have a Switch. I said, well, I'll be able to play No Man's Sky. I'll do that.
Well, we'll see how you are.
Ain't nothing I can do. I mean, I can't play my Elite Dangerous. You know I like, well, I like
Cody did.
desktop.
Drive charging.
Yeah,
Cody did.
Yeah, hell did Cody do
He
it?
did it on like a tablet one time too.
Yeah.
I ain't know it worked on a tablet.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Well,
Yeah.
to all fairness, he may have been playing Horizon.
No.
Yeah.
I think it'll work on it.
Yeah. And it's
Everybody,
required,
I keep on hearing all this little bad news that Elite Dangerous done wrote off Elite Dangerous. Frontier has on their financial reports, and I said, well, yeah, maybe if it gets wrote off, the investors don't want it no more. Yeah, we can actually go further with management. How about that?
Well, no, what they did was they paid off all their debt. They still had 2 million to the good, so to me
That's what
that
I
was
thought.
the best thing they could do. And it's like now the company is totally out of debt. They can take it whatever direction they want to, and now, if they want to, they can kick the board plumb out.
They can do what?
Kick the board
Kick the
out.
board
No.
Yep. Yep.
In other
because
words,
they don't owe the board nothing.
Cool. That's what I'm talking about. 'Cause I know that.
Because they paid them back. They paid all the board members back the money that they invested in the game. So now the board members are sitting there with yeah.
All leverage. That's for sure.
So in other words, they can't call no shots no more.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. They could call shots, but they could call shots, but it's up to David whether he follows through with it or not. Because he says, you've been paid back. My company don't owe you no money no more.
Good.
No, it's because they charge lady that he doesn't like.
Look, my thoughts on the
Yeah,
whole
they're gone.
thing is, my thoughts on this whole thing is, this is David Brandon's main branded game. And this is what started it all, and this is what's keeping it off. I just don't see him letting his name in this game, because this game is him. Spells his name. I don't see it going nowhere. I don't see him just letting it die. You know,
Nope.
this is him. This is his blood game. This is all them other games is another thing, but this game is his blood. This is his baby where it started.
Well, yeah, and I got a theory about this. All right.
Go ahead. What's your theory?
So when the board forced them to release Odyssey too soon, it pissed him off.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
So he started having the company, instead of buying things and doing this, that, and the other, he started collecting money until he could have the company buy back everything the board had.
Yep.
So now he could tell the board where to shove it.
Thank you. That's what I'm thinking.
So the next update that they have is probably going to come out very well put together.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out. It's supposed to be out in August.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I mean, look at what they did after he paid off the board. They spent some time fixing hundreds of bugs.
Yes, they actually fixed stuff for once.
You know, it's no longer about features for the board.
Yeah.
It's let's make this a damn good game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
I also think when he came out and had to make that statement to the console players, I don't think he was really the one.
No, that probably
Maybe
came
he
from the
was
board.
the one that wanted it on consoles. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe the board wanted it on consoles for more players.
More money.
And when he came out and had to apologize that they couldn't come up with the stuff to allow the players to play it, I think that was also one of the straws that broke the camel's back.
Right.
But you have if you believe the numbers they're putting out, there's 700,000 commanders in the game. When they couldn't bring the console players forward, they only lost 100,000, 150,000 players.
Yep.
So that tells me 550,000
Yeah,
are PC players.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me, but when you have people leaving Elite and they're going over bragging about Star Citizen,
Yeah,
I
these
have
things
to
are bad.
question their common sense and their logic because that game is not even finished yet and they reset it all the time. Why would you spend 60 bucks on a game or 40 bucks on a game that every time you turn around you're going to have to start over from zero if you
Oh,
don't
it's
buy your
even
ships?
worse than that. Yeah, exactly. You're pushed to spend insane amounts of money for the scam that they have.
I mean, that just doesn't. I mean, and not only that, but the people that I'm talking about are feverish against pay to play, but here they are
In a
bragging about
pay-to-play
a
game.
game
Yeah.
that is a pay to play. And it's like, oh, did you lose your moral compass somewhere along the way?
Of course they did.
Well, I question their integrity
Have you
in that
seen their videos lately?
one. Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't. I've unsubscribed and stopped watching.
Let me tell you, I question their integrity anyway, just from the small fact of the reason that you are leaving Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason was it's broken,
Yeah.
it's bugged, all kinds of little shit I heard like that. And then you're gonna go over there and put another game on the
Yeah.
pedestal. It's
Which
also
which
not
is not
finished,
even
broken,
Unbroken.
bugged,
yeah.
and nothing's going on with that one either. So if you ask me, if I had to compare them at the present, at 2022, side by side, well, Elite Dangerous is a hell of a whole lot less buggy and broken than that one over there is.
Yep.
Yep.
Even
You know,
even
so
when
how can you
Odyssey
leave? Huh?
even when Odyssey was at its worst, it was still better than Star Citizen. That's what I
Yep.
don't get.
I don't know, but I never played Star Citizen, but I do know that it was a pay to play game.
Yep.
And I don't really care for them because you
Nah.
will, you'll sink too much money into it or whatever, or somebody else will, and you're
Mm-hmm.
going up against them, which means you're already at a disadvantage.
Yep.
And it's
Oh,
like, at least here, I can work at it hard enough that I can get up to any commander in the game. It depends on how hard I want to work at it,
Yep.
not how much money I put in.
it's like me fussing cause I'm standing in a bucket of piss, and I go over there and stand in the turd and say,
Even in Uncharted Waters, they have some things you can buy, but you
"Oh, I'm
still
getting
need to upgrade that stuff. It's not really more powerful. It's just you can get it a few levels early, basically. And
Well,
comparable shit.
anyways, hopefully David's got it by the horns, and he's going to direct it in a fashion that we all agree with. I mean,
No more Odysseys.
how long have we waited for them to go back and finish up the lore? I mean, Jiminy Christmas, it's been years and years
They
and years and
actually
years.
stopped
I miss
for
gaming
quite
in the
some
late
time.
1990s and the early 2000s. That's when gaming was more solid.
Yeah.
Less
Yep.
complicated games.
Less complicated. And I used to love the way the old way things where you start the game off in single player mode to learn the entire game and had a storyline you was following. And at the end, then it went to open world and became
Mm.
multiplayer at the end. I really like that stuff.
Well, that might be all right, but if it had been that way here, I probably wouldn't have played it because my friends enticing me to come in to play the game so I could fly around with them is what got me to come into the game in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if it had been that way, I'd have probably said, yeah, not today.
Yeah. Some games tried it. It was single player to a certain point, and then it would come off the storyline and go into open world, and then you could return to the storyline anytime you got ready. Freelance was one of them games like that, but it was single player all the way until it got to the end.
Well, when I started this game,
Hmm.
I was in Mob Doc and they were walking me through how to set up my key bindings. As soon as I got my key bindings, I raced through the obstacle course to get out of there. And as soon as I got to where I could get out of there, I jumped out. And I had gathered enough little credits or whatever to buy I can't remember if it's this Diamondback or the Python that I have, but that's the ship that I got. And we took off into the black. The first place I went was to Heart and Soul Nebula, and by the time I got back, because I was so new to it, when I went into a new system, they were telling me, oh, you got to FSS all of them, and oh, you got to detailed surface scan all of them. So even the icy bodies, I was FSSing and detailed surface scanning everything. That when I came back about 3 or 4 weeks later, I had 1 billion credits.
Nice.
And that's how I learned the game, just by flying.
You know, sitting here thinking while y'all talking, I said, yeah. From the sounds of it, seemed like David Braben got pissed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
I think he did.
I ain't lying.
He had to apologize too much for his game.
Right. He got pissed.
But he took the high road. He did take the high road and said, and I encourage all of you not to be negative against the commanders, that to see this differently. I mean, he did come out and cover for Down to Earth and Obsidian Ant and the rest of them. He did come out and cover for them. If I would have probably said, you know what, there's other face games out there, and if they think they're better, they're more than welcome to go.
Yeah. Either you stay, or you don't, you don't.
Yep.
Shit'll get out the pot.
Yep.
But I could tell David Braben was kind of pissed. And you ain't heard a lot about him because but I know behind the scenes he's mad as hell, and he's like, my game is going down in a fire, it seems to him, and it ain't where it's supposed to be, because I remember a lot of the videos doing Kickstarter back then when he was all excited about that game and all the stuff he wanted to do to the game. And you gonna tell me he just gonna drop that dream like nobody's business and don't think about it no more for the love of money? I don't think so.
I think his lawyers and some of the people that were surrounding him says, you need to get this board so that we can get an influx of cash so we can take this game to, ta-da. And then when he got the board was dictating how his game was going to be laid out and what he was going to do. And he was like, are you kidding me?
And ever since then, his hands been tied. Because
until now,
he ain't been saying nothing. He's been like dead silent for the last few years.
Yep, he's been slowly accumulating what he needed to get his company back.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, if he wants to get up there and he's gonna take Elite Dangerous and take it to the next level, even if he takes the whole damn game down and recodes it and comes up with a brand new one and put it the way he wants it, I'm in.
But
I'm in. That's all right.
But the deal is that if he just, I just don't think that David wanted to do the consoles.
Oh no, that was a cash grab.
Yeah, that was a cash grab, and I think
that probably came directly from the board.
Yeah, and when he had to apologize to the console players, and then try to figure out a way to bring the console players to PC, it just really, it was his reputation going down the toilet. It was his dreams going down the toilet while his board sat there unscathed by anything.
Yep, exactly.
This is what happens when you allow the board members to be almost anonymous.
No, they're not anonymous. You can just look them up.
Oh yeah, you could look them up, but who's named on the game? Exactly.
No, but not many people will look at who's on the board.
Right.
To me, they're not thinking it's some board members usually. They're pointing the fingers at David.
Well, yeah, you gotta understand, the board don't give a damn about Elite Dangerous or anything. They only give a damn about the money. Okay, so I don't care how much you knew who they were or anything. You can cuss them out, fuss them out, talk shit about them. They don't give a shit. It was all about
No.
the money for them.
Yeah.
But
Some
David
people
Braden did
use
more
it
about the money.
against them. It's members can be sued if they don't go in favor, if they don't take a deal in favor of an investor. You can actually use that to your advantage by forcing them to take offers.
Depends.
Okay.
It's what's happening to Twitter.
Yes,
It's,
but Twitter's a
they
U.S.
have-
company, not a British
yeah.
company.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And Twitter has a very bad problem.
Yeah, very bad problems.
Who's bad Twitter? Elon.
Elon Musk.
Only
wants to
thing
buy it.
Elon Musk did was pull the curtain back and said, folks, they only say there's 5% bots, there's more than that.
Yeah.
And until they prove to me the numbers,
Yep.
I'm not buying it. So all he did was reach over there and pull the curtain back and said, this is actually a corrupt business.
Frameshift drive charging.
But
I guess.
it never got to this point if they didn't have to entertain the deal to begin with.
He did it on purpose.
I know Elon
He
offered
didn't want
so much
Twitter.
that the board members couldn't turn it down.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want Twitter. He was trying to make a point. He made it.
He wants Twitter to make it a free speech platform.
Well, no, he's going to destroy it first, and he'll have to come back as free speech, or they won't survive now. He did the damage. Now Twitter's got to live with it, because he did have a billion dollar clause. If him or Twitter messed up, they still had to pay a billion. With them lying to him about the 5% bots, he's out. He can go out now without having to pay the billion. Because
Good,
he lied to him.
but I don't think he wants to.
He was just pulling the curtain back.
Yep.
He does that. Go back and look at his past.
He's emptying the swamp. We all know
Listen,
this what's going to
listen.
happen.
Go back and look at the past companies he's done the same thing to in the last 10 or 15 years. He'll go after him like he's going to buy him. He gets in there to discover something he doesn't like, and he backs out of it. But it exposes that company for what they're doing. He's done it.
No, I think he'll. At the end of the day, I think he'll go through with the purchase.
Why?
Not at 44 billion. They lied to him.
Yeah.
He's not going to
But
give him
if
his
he
actual
doesn't-
offer.
He might try to negotiate a smaller price, but he's going to end up with Twitter at the end of the day.
We'll
Maybe,
see.
maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. No.
This go at this company is it's a personal matter to him. It's a principled matter. It's not some game he's playing.
You don't know.
Well, he's done what he needs to do with it. He's showed them up and dropped their value by at least,
Tremendously.
by at least 50%. He has dropped the value, and so now he says, "Well, you lied to me. This was this. No, the new offer is now half that, and you'll be lucky that you're getting that."
Yeah, because he exposed them for being a lie and a fraud.
Yeah.
Yep.
They wasn't transparent.
Yep.
They had these people that was doing this shit with the blessing of the owners. And see, this is what I figured. Okay, we're talking about boards, right?
Yep.
Jack Dorsey
Oh,
owned Twitter
God.
at one time.
He-
Right? No.
he owned it, but he
Hey,
never
time
had
out.
any
You
power.
listen to me finish my statement and I'll listen to you.
Okay.
But Jack Dorsey had this.
System scan.
The last 3 years is when this Twitter started going bad. Or 4 years, 3 or 4 years. Twitter started going bad and censoring people on all different stuff, but leaving the Ayatollah of whatever online. He had a board he had to answer to because he sold his shares off. He only owned a certain percentage of it, which was not 51% of the company.
Frameshift
His
drive
board told
charging.
him how he was going to run that, just like David had.
Mm-hmm.
When he sold, when Elon come in there and bought his shares the way he did, that freed Jack Dorsey up. Jack Dorsey actually came out on Twitter and said, with Elon Musk at the helm, I could see great things happening at Twitter.
Yep.
Because he wouldn't be beholding to the board members because he was
Yep.
going to take it back private.
Yeah, private.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think Jack Dorsey only did what his board members told him to. Whether it was right, wrong, in between, whatever,
Yeah.
that's what he did.
Yeah, and there's one other thing. There's another option that Elon has. He could force them to sell at a lower price because they lied and all the crooked things
Yep.
that were going on, dropping their price, and then he can turn around and give those shares right back to Dorsey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to do that.
Why not?
I don't think Jack Dorsey even means what he says, half the stuff he says. And he has no backbone.
Jack Dorsey's like any dark horse. They're going to ride whichever way the wind blows.
Yep, exactly. I don't, and I think Elon knows that he's not going to give the shares to Dorsey.
But just look at Elon. Well, who has he started a fight with lately? Twitter, Bill Gates, Bezos. He said I didn't have enough enemies on against me, so he said I just figured I'd acquire
He's a
some
mean
more.
lord. He's a mean lord.
Drive charging.
Don't take it too
Well, everyone he's targeted is a slime ball. I mean, come on.
yeah.
He got Bill Gates because Bill Gates shorted the stocks on his company, and he said he should be
Yeah,
arrested
I know.
for it.
That was awesome, by the way.
And he said just to prove it, he showed the text messages.
I can't beat the arrogance of Bill Gates.
Oh, I can.
Well,
Bill Gates
yeah,
thinks-
he's an arrogant
Bill
man,
Gates
but,
stayed at a Holiday Inn last night, and he thinks he's a brain surgeon. I mean, you guys ought to be petrified. He's wanting to build a never before built nuclear power plant. We're just 200 miles south of what the biggest explosive volcano the United States has in the mainland, Yellowstone.
I heard he wanted to build the nuclear power plant, but I didn't realize he wanted to build it there.
It's got to be about the dumbest place to build.
Yeah, I know.
You need
Well,
to
he
build
don't
those
care.
damn things near water so that you have a.
Yeah, Goldman sorts.
He don't care. If he causes the blow up, so what? Then he'll come back and reclaim all the land that everybody died on. He already thinks there's, 8 billion too many people, that there should be like 900 million is a perfect population for the world. So there's 8 billion of us that needs to go bye-bye. So, But Elon Musk calls all them boys out. He called, what do they call him? Facebook, he calls him a little Marky. He said, I may need to look into buying Facebook.
Yeah. Facebook is literally just as bad as Twitter these days.
So is Google.
Facebook is just full of
Google's
adverts
the
now.
The
Yeah.
lesser of the evils in
No,
mainstream.
Google directs your search when you're looking for stuff.
Yep,
You have to hunt for what you want because they hide what you're looking for.
yep, and that's why I don't use Google search anymore.
But it's one of them things. You just, I laugh. I mean, I think Elon is he could make it, even though he has Asperger's. He could make the best comedian there ever was. I mean, somebody asked him, well, why ain't you on CNN talking about this shit? And he said, I'm not perverted enough. I don't mess with kids.
Well, that's kind of a true statement.
Frameshift drive charging.
You heard the kind of shady crap those guys are into?
I don't know.
And the chromos and stuff?
Well, but they hired back the guy that was sitting there. Never mind.
Yeah.
While he was on air, I'm like, okay, next.
It's kind of all this kind of proves that the people claiming other people are ants all the time are usually the ones doing it in the first place. not
Yeah.
the people they're claiming to.
Reflect and direct.
Yep.
It's no trick.
Yep.
Learned long time ago. Reflect and direct. And if you're good at it, everybody will look in the direction you're pointing.
Frameshift drive supercharged.
Look, a bear.
Yeah. Well, a great white shark bites you in the ass.
Yep.
Frameshift drive charging.
But you know, it's hilarious. I think it's totally hilarious. I've watched a lot of Elon Musk documentaries about Mars. He does have some interesting concepts. I can remember when I was a kid, they said it would take 70 years to get from here to Mars, and now they got it down to 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
7 months, huh?
It's
So,
all it
you
will
know,
take, yeah.
I'm sitting here going, wow, okay.
Yeah.
We can't get back to the moon, but we can get to Mars, okay.
Fuel scoping.
It wouldn't surprise me none if we don't have bases already on the moon, but they're not going to tell anybody because that's national security. You had, what is it, China went to the dark side of the moon looking for shit. You had Israel launch something and it crashed when it was trying to land. It crashed into the dark side. It's like, okay.
Supposedly crashed. Yeah.
No, I watched him. I watched Netanyahu sit there and go, oh, damn. Watched it all live. Well, supposedly live. It could have been Memorex. But, you know.
Well,
It's
if you
like, how
listen
many
to some
people are
people,
really
it's
up
all
there?
CGI.
Yeah. Well,
Hello, Timberella. Welcome back.
You're telling me Avatar wasn't real?
I wish Avatar was real.
what is the old saying goes? Life imitates movies.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just waiting for Godzilla.
But it could be real. But I don't think we have a ship capable of traveling over 5 light years from Earth yet.
We don't know that. There's lots of dark science projects that are billions and billions of dollars have went to that we have not seen what they have produced with it.
Yep.
I mean, back in the day, when they were supposedly testing lasers, you know, it was like, oh, it'll be 100 years before we ever have a laser we can do anything with. But what are they doing now? They're operating on people.
Mm-hmm.
So, how far along was he back a long time ago?
Well, they've also got
Not
ones
all
that they're banned by international agreement, but they've developed lasers that they can burn pilots' eyes out with.
They could execute people from space
I remember seeing a documentary on that, and it's like, yeah, we could do it, but there's treaties against it, so we'd stop development on that.
It's like, you know, your laser pens.
Yeah, they'll do damage to you.
They'll do damage. They'll do damage to your eyes, and people shine them at the planes.
Yep.
Well, I don't think it's the damage to the eyes as it is the distraction from what they're doing when they're coming in landing or whatever, and it comes in the cockpit, or when they're taking off or something. But yeah.
Tends to be when they're coming into land that they do it.
But hell, now we got what? Those damn portable drones.
Yeah. Those are far more.
If you could see what that shit they could bound on that stuff, it would just make you go brr.
Oh, did you see the guy that put an AK-47 on one?
Yeah. I seen one guy put a damn, it was a handgun of some type. You could fly it right down and target you, and he was doing a target, on the ground target, and was shooting it. Doing pretty good. Then another one put a flamethrower on it, was taking out a hornet's nest.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, okay, we have reached the crisis.
Hello.
So I crashed and can't get back into the game.
I'm still in. Trace?
Are you?
I'm in.
You'll probably have to
Not me.
exit all the way out and restart your computer. I had a, what was it? A Mauve crate? Or Mauve adder? Whatever it was.
That's what I just got as a
Yeah.
Mauve adder.
And I had to go all the way out to the main menu and sign in through Steam again. And it was slow the first 2 or 3 times. I had to try to do it 3 times before it let me back in. I thought it was just me.
Fuel scooping.
Well, my Colonia was full. Now I got 2 out of the 3 bios. I can't find the third one.
What bio is that?
Fuel scooping complete. Warning.
Found the lava and I found something else. There's
Frameshift
the third one
drive
now.
charging.
Okay. Lava's not a bio, it's
To
a geo.
Geo.
I swear it said bio.
Should
I
say
might
up in
be
the
wrong.
right
I
hand
may be
corner
wrong.
you got so many bios and so many geos.
Yep.
Fuel scooping.
I'm gonna get off for the night. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Have a good night, Cody.
Good night, Cody.
See you,
See
Cody.
ya.
Fuel scooping complete.
Is Anthony still here, or is he?
I think he's still here. He's muted though.
No, he's probably eating.
All right. Well, I got 92 jumps to go at this point. And
I'm still around.
Mm.
I had to go back to my phone. Look, I put myself on mute because I was going to the bathroom, gotta shower.
all right,
Well,
I
I'm
gotta
glad
go.
you muted it.
As soon as I, yeah, you ain't lying. As soon as I heard y'all say, "Is Anthony still on?" I said, "Where's my phone at?" So I could unmute myself. Yeah, still I was great getting in the shower and stuff. So, but that's why I had muted because I had gone off to the bathroom. But
Uh-huh.
I got on.
Thank you for announcing that to the world.
Yeah.
You got, yeah, that's true. Hey, what?
Ending with 6, so I guess I'm not here for tonight.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Oh,
So yeah, I've kind of reached the end of what I have time for tonight. I got to get up at a reasonable hour tomorrow because I have to go to the bank and to the dump, and they both close at noon. So I can't lollygag around in the morning tomorrow. I got to get my behind out of, and so I better get myself in bed. So I got 92 jumps to go to Colonia, which is not a bad distance since I started at 250 to go when I started tonight. So that was a decent number of jumps. Yeah, all right. So I'd like to thank everyone who came along for the ride this evening. It was great having you all along. Let's see. We have Shane in the stream chat, and Kenny and Hans and Tamburello. And since James has moved over to the voice chat, I'll catch him over here. In the voice chat, we have Philip, Anthony, James, Cam, Lynn, and we had Cody. Thank you guys for joining me. It's great having you all along, as always. So, we're out of time for tonight. We will pick this up tomorrow, actually probably sometime in the early afternoon, and finish our journey to Colonia, get the engineers taken care of, and hopefully start our way out towards the next carrier along the route. So got a long ways to go over the next week. We got to be out. We got to be out at the Emerald Tablet by Friday, so or by Saturday morning anyway. So we got a long ways to go. Yeah. All right. In any case, that's all the time we have for now. Pick this up tomorrow afternoon. That's all for now. This is Trismegistus signing out.